To give an idea about the kind of education system in the ancient days, I'll give you glimpses of the kind of quotations that we have from foreign travelers who came to India in the ancient time. There was one traveler called Singh. He came to India from between 635 and 713 CE. And he said, in India, he said that there are two traditional ways by which one can attain to great power, intellectual power. First is by repeatedly committing to memory, the intellect is developed. Secondly, the alphabet fixes one's ideas. And then he says something very interesting. He says, Indians can often commit to memory whatever they have once heard. He says, I have myself met some such men who can memorize anything they have been told once. So they don't forget anything. Once you tell them something, they'll always remember throughout their life. They cannot forget. This is itself quite an amazing thing. Another foreign traveler who visited India around the same time was Zwang. And he wrote about the education that was given at that time in the University of Nalanda that flourished in today, which is today modern Bihar. He talked about the different subjects. There's Shabd Vidya, there's Shilpasthan Vidya, then Chikitsa Vidya. So he talked about various kinds of subjects that were taught at the Nalanda University at that time. Xuanzang also mentions Hetu Vidya, the science of causes. He talks about Adhyatma Vidya. Then he says the Brahmins study the four Ved Shastra, and then he gives an account of the various subjects that the Brahmins and others were studying at that time. Now we jump to the modern period, the 17th century. And we have a European account, a European traveler by the name Pietro de La Whale. And he tells us that he saw little boys learning arithmetic outside a temple. And the manner of learning arithmetic was very interesting. He says that each of them repeat one after the other and in musical notes. So, mathematics at that time was learned in a very interesting way. There was musical notes and you could memorize the tables, mathematical tables, using musical notes. This is described very beautifully by D. Senthil Babu in a paper on the Tamil Tinnai schools, in which he says that how you can learn mathematics using music. So this fellow, this European traveler, was looking at these boys learning arithmetic outside a temple. And he says that they were not using paper, they were only using finger on the ground and they were making these calculations and they were doing this. So after the first student had written what he sang, then the rest remaining also sang along with him and wrote down the same thing. So for example, they say 2 by 2 makes 4, and 3 by 3 makes 9, and they were learning the mathematical tables. So what he did was he asked one of them that what if you get it wrong? So they said that, he said, I asked them if they happen to forget or be mistaken in any part of the lesson, then who corrected them and who taught them? They being all scholars without the assistance of any master. They answered me and said, true, it was not possible for all 4 of them to forget or to mistake in the same part, and that they thus exercised together to the end that if one happened to be out, the others might correct him. And this indeed is a pretty easy and secure way of learning. This was observed by Pietro de La Whale.